You are 100% right about these people. Read that again. This is what God has to say about them. Read it again for the brother.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So now, after reading this, God is telling you the people that call themselves Jewish, they are not the Jews. They are the synagogue of Satan. So you should be asking yourself a question. Who are the Jews then? But they keep running around there and say they are the Jews, right?
Oh, they casted us.
Huh?
They took us out.
We are.
Right.
Where your fathers from?
Huh?
Where your fathers from? Here?
What?
What's your background?
Asiatic.
What's Asiatic? Your father is born in
I'm not from here. I know I'm not from here. My people's is not from here. You mean reside, right?
Where's your father born? What country?
Right here.
Right here.
America.
So you're not an Asiatic man. You are of the tribe of Judah. You are Israelite.
Right.
You are the true people that God chose. You understand? Go back to
Psalms chapter 83, verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
In 1492, they cut us off from being a nation. They put us into slavery and erased our mind. Because once, what did they do? They prevented us from reading and writing. Why? Because they didn't want you to know what was in this book. 400 years of captivity, and when your mind was totally destroyed, then they freed you. That is what I'm saying? We're going to continue reading to see who did this to us. And then I'm going to show you slavery in the Bible to see that you are the children of Israel.
Right.
Read.
And let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Now ask yourself a question. They say let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, but yet there's a country named Israel standing there. There's a group of people calling themselves Israelis. So they just wanted to erase the true Israelites out of this world and replace us with something else. Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Stop. With one consent. All those nations we're about to name, they are in full agreement, regardless if you see them warring with each other right now. When it comes to us, they are in full agreement. Read.
They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom.
Edom is your white man, so-called white man. Because like the brother said, there's no man walking around looking like that paper or your shirt. There's no such thing as a white man on this planet. They are red. Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites are those Arabs, what we call Abibis or Ak in the hood. They are your enemies, they're not your friend. So as much as they're calling you what up Ak, they're not your friend, they're not your people. Read.
Of Moab.
Moab is your Chinese people, they're not your friend either. They come in your neighborhood, set up their stores, and take your money and go back in their neighborhood, send their kids to college. All thanks to you, especially the women with their hair. Read.
And the Hagarenes.
Hagarenes are more African nations.
Jabal and Ammon.
Ammon is Japanese.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, those are your people that call themselves Jewish. They are your enemies. They don't love you. What you mean? We're reading the Bible.
It's not the same way you explain it.
Well, the reason you don't know who these people are, the Bible named the nations, but our mind was erased. We got disconnected to the past. So new names was given to those countries. Now, the Bible is written perfectly. You were supposed to know who these people are. But over time, names of nations, the white man, when he conquered people, he changed the names to disconnect you from this Bible. You understand? Matthew 13 and 9. They changed the name. I was born in Haiti. I'm not a Haitian. I'm a Levite. But they named me Haitian and erased my mind from knowing I'm a Levite. So that way, I could never go back to my roots. That's why I said let us cut them off from being a nation. Divide and conquer, strike the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. Read.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 9. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
So, The disciple asked Christ, why do you speak in parables? You understand? You have ears, right? Why would Christ say, who have ears, let him hear? Everybody got ears, but he wanted you to pay close attention to what he's about to say here. You understand? Open up your ears to listen. And don't forget what I'm about to tell you. Read.
He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
So it was given unto the prophets and the apostles to know the mysteries of life. That's why many people will open this book and understand nothing out of it. You understand? Because they're not doing what God's will is, which is to keep the laws of God. When you start keeping the laws of God and abide in his footsteps, then, give me a look, is it 24:45? Then he's going to open your understanding so you may understand the scriptures. There was a time I didn't understand nothing this book was saying. I was wicked out here doing all kinds of things. You understand what I'm saying? But when the Most High called me and I really started applying this law, same thing for all these brothers here. For some reason, this book just opened up to us. And we're going to read why. Read, hold up.
Luke chapter 24, verse 35, or 45, excuse me. Then opened he their understanding.
Then opened he their understanding. Read.
That they might understand the scriptures.
So that means before they didn't understand anything. But once you start walking in the ways of God, understanding will be given unto you. You understand? But don't think that you're just going to open the book, you're going to get the understanding. Somebody got to teach it to you. That's how you get the understanding. You got to humble your spirit. You got to be born again. What is it to be born again? What do you mean start over? New person, okay, so today I like playing soccer, so tomorrow I start playing basketball. I'm a new person. I don't do the old, the old thing was...
Basically, but you just gotta put your step foot forward and go hard.
Born again, I just give you an example of sport. You could change your ways many ways. Tomorrow I could choose to go against her. That doesn't mean I change my ways, but what does it mean to be born again? According to the scripture.
Wait.
Read.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 3, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So now, there's two stipulations in here. You got to be converted and you got to become like a little children. How do you become converted? Hold up. What converts you? Learning what? Go sit in school, learn to be a doctor?
Huh?
Learn what? What is the knowledge that you got to learn to be converted?
I guess the Bible.
Good word. Read it for us.
Psalms chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The laws of God is perfect. There's nothing wrong with the laws of God. Read.
Converting the soul.
That's what converts your soul. The laws of God. That's what changes you. Because you used to go about living your life this way, and you read the law says you can't do this, you can't do that, then you stop doing them. That's how you change. That book was great men of God wrote this book by the inspiration of God.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Who got woolly hair? Us. So this is describing Christ. Say his head and his hair were white like wool. Christ had woolly hair.
That's right.
First strike against this man, straight hair. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Okay? His eyes was red. This man's eyes ain't red. Christ drank wine. When you drink wine, your eyes turn red. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What is the color of brass? Brown. But let's see what kind of, hold up. Let's see what kind of brown it is. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
When you burn something to the crisp, what color it turns? Black. Christ was a very dark-skinned man. So now, you say a cracker wrote this book, but yet give you this image. If you was writing a book, why you didn't put in a book that Jesus was white? Controversy. So he's going to write everything against himself in the book? Because everything we speak goes against the system.
Right.
Everything we stand for is against the system. So why would the white man who destroyed you give you a book to teach you to stand against him. When he's teaching you to be submissive to him. Because when he was holding this book, what was he teaching your forefathers? Slave, obey your masters.
Right.
The Bible does not tell us to obey him. We are the bloodline of Christ. Let's go to Deuteronomy.
Kings of Solomon, first chapter, verse 5.
We
I
can't
am
all be.
black.
We can't all be the bloodline.
That's how you
of
get
Jesus.
these young people.
Jesus. How we
Show
know
them
Jesus?
where
is
it's
not
black
the-
at.
For the Israelites.
They
That's
don't-
it. You
your
are
brother.
the Israelite. Christ came out of the lineage of David.
Was he a regular human
That's it.
being?
He was a human being with the spirit of the Son of God in him. The spirit that's in him was the spirit of the Most High put that spirit in him.